This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Hi friends, good afternoon. So in this Azure Databricks master program, this is our 12th session. In this session, we will see how we can run our CLI commands against our jobs, libraries, and the database file system. So yesterday we have seen how you can create cluster, how you can work with clusters by using CLI commands, and then we have seen how you can use CLI commands to create the new notebooks, how you can import the notebooks from your local to the Azure Databricks, and how you can export these notebooks from your Azure Databricks to your local. So all these things we have learned. Then we also have seen installation and authentication to your Azure Databricks. So if you want to execute all these things, if you want to reflect anything in your Azure Databricks, you need to authenticate to that particular Databricks workspace. Then only you can able to do anything on that particular workspace. Okay. Now let's see what we are going to learn today. So we will learn how to get list of folders in DBFS, how to create folders in DBFS, and how to copy files from local to DBFS, how to move files from one folder to another folder, how to remove files from DBFS. So I want to remove file from DBFS, Databricks file system. I want to remove some particular file, and later I want to remove entire directory like folder. So how you can remove all these things. So we will see in the DBFS. So next we also going to see how to install libraries, how to uninstall the libraries, how to list the list of the libraries which are installed on particular cluster, all the list of libraries which are installed on entire workspace. So we can get those details as well. Next we will see how to create job. So when you create a job, basically you are going to run a notebook on your job cluster, not on all-purpose cluster. This time we are trying to create a job cluster, and on job cluster we are trying to execute our notebook. So that we are going to do. Then we will see how to run job from the CLI. So you have on demand, then how you can run the job immediately instead of scheduling. So if you want to schedule, that is also possible, but if you want to run your job on demand, how you can run, we are going to discuss. So basically yesterday we covered three things: installation on clusters, how to work with the CLI, okay, by using CLI commands, how to work on cluster, and by using CLI commands, how to work with workspace, meaning notebooks, importing notebooks, exporting notebooks, and importing entire directory, exporting entire directory. All those things we have covered yesterday. In today's session, we are going to focus on remaining three things. Those are file system, libraries, jobs. These three things will work. Let's start with our file system. So in DBFS, it's nothing but Databricks file system. This Databricks FSLS. So if it is a workspace, what we will do? Databricks workspace. If you want to work with cluster, Databricks clusters. Now I want to work with file system, then Databricks FS. What is LS? LS is nothing but listing down all the folders which are available in your workspace. Next, Databricks FSLS DBFS:/TMP. What is /TMP? If you have any like folder inside this particular directory, whatever content you have, that entire content, if you want to list down, then you have to say ls and specify from which directory you want to know entire content. Okay, in which directory you want to know the content, then specify the directory and use the ls command. This ls command will display entire content which you have in this directory. In this directory you will have two types of data, right? You may have a subfolder, you may have a actual data. So all those things it will list down. Next, if you want to create your own directory, how you can create? So if you want to create your own directory, we need to create dbfs:/cust. Now again I'm just listing down. So once you list down, again what happens? So this particular cust folder also should display along with the default things which was there, because this folder we created. Next, I want to copy my local CSV data, maybe whatever file it may be. Okay, it's no need to be a CSV, it can be any file, Park, Avro, it can be anything. This particular file I want to move inside cust folder. So you can able to copy Databricks FS file system. I want to copy, CP is nothing but copy this data file into cust folder. Okay, this is all. Next, can you tell me, if I copy this data, this file will be available in your desktop as well as it will be available in your like Azure Databricks, because you are just copying one copy, you are taking and loading. Next, this is I'm just listing down now. If you list down now, it will display entire content again. Okay, entire content which is there in this cust folder. Next, So cat is basically to read entire content of the file. If you want to read, you need to use a cat command. All these are Linux commands. Okay, Databricks FS cat, and I'm just giving this particular file name cat. What cat will do is it will display entire content which is there in this file. Next. So I want to move file. Okay, Databricks FS MV is nothing but a move. I am moving file from cust folder. I have courses.csv. This file I am moving into another folder called cust2. In this cust2 folder, I am moving this courses.csv file. Next, let's click here. You can see Databricks FS RM. Okay, file system, Databricks file system. RM is nothing but a remove. I am trying to remove this particular file. If you specify something like that, it will remove the file. If you want to remove entire like directory, you have to say directory name -r. What is R? R is nothing but a recursive. What it means is if you have any file or subdirectory inside this particular cust directory, all those things it will delete, then even it will delete this cust directory as well. Okay, any question in this particular slide? Senthil, Ram, Sushmita, any questions in this particular slide?
I'm okay.
Okay,
No, Malay.
Clear, Malay.
thank you. So let's go to next one, libraries. So very simple. You see Databricks, if it is a jobs, if it is a clusters, we have used clusters. If it is a workspace, we used workspace. If it is a FS, we have used a file system. If it is a file system, we have used FS. Now, if it is a libraries, then you have to say Databricks libraries, install, I want to install, and which cluster you want to install, that cluster name you have to put here, cluster ID. Now, what is the package name? So that package name I need to put. So something like that, you can able to install all these four. So let's say these three are valid packages, so I'm installing. So I can try with unavailable package. So with this name, there is no package available, but I will try to install. So what will happen is these three packages will install successfully. This package will fail to install. Okay, that particular thing I will show you. Next, I want to uninstall. So if you want to uninstall any package, just instead of install, you just put uninstall. See now, example, beautiful soap for this particular package. If I want to uninstall, just put uninstall cluster ID. From this cluster, I want to uninstall. So you can say uninstall. This is the package from this cluster. So same like you can see all these things. Even I can try to uninstall the failed package as well. Okay, this is how you need to install and uninstall. Next, so Databricks libraries list means so you will get all the libraries which are installed on clusters. Now, if you want to check for particular particular cluster on particular cluster, what all libraries are available, here you need to put --cluster -id equal to like a cluster ID. If you put only on that particular cluster, what all libraries installed, those details it will show. If you want to see all the information about all cluster statuses, example, on all clusters, what is the status of all the libraries? Okay, you have 3 clusters, you are installing some package on 3 clusters. So now you want to know on what clusters this package is installed, on what clusters this package is not installed. You can able to issue this particular command. Clear? Now let's go to our labs.
Malaya,
Yeah.
sorry. See, this installation and install and uninstall, we are doing through CLI. But
Yes.
normal case, if you want to do from UI, can we do it?
Yes, we can do that. I'm going to explain those things. Our upcoming session next, we are going to read the files and all those things, right?
No
So in
worries.
our upcoming sessions, what happens is for reading XML file or reading Excel file, for all these things, you need to install the modules. Okay.
Okay.
So when you are installing those things, so we are going to do it from UI. But
Okay.
I'm covering all these things from CLI for now. But in upcoming sessions, we will do more all these things again, even from the UI as well. Okay, even I can show you now only because we are going to see where these packages are installing. So there itself, I can explain how you can do it from UI part.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions from Sushmita? Clear, right? Okay, let me go to the next slide here. So jobs. So basically, job means first you need to understand So what we are trying to do is I am telling you, like, I want to create a job. This job is going to create a cluster, and on that particular cluster, my notebook should run. So job is nothing but you have a code in your notebook. This particular thing you want to schedule it. You want to schedule it, or you want to run on demand. So, but on what cluster you want to run? I want to run this job on job cluster. Job cluster means on the fly, our Databricks scheduler is going to create this particular cluster, and it will execute that notebook which you have attached in this job. Once execution is finished, this cluster will be terminated. Okay, now you cannot restart this cluster. So in that case, see how to create job. You can see Databricks jobs. If it is a file system, FS. If it is a workspace, workspace. If it is a clusters, clusters. If it is a library, library. If it is a jobs, just jobs. Databricks jobs. So job you want to create or delete? I want to create a job. Create. -JSON -file. So so here itself you can put all the configuration which is required for your job. Otherwise, what you can do is you can put all those configuration in this particular JSON format, and this JSON file you can attach here. So one thing is all the JSON script you can hard code here only, next line. Otherwise, you can put all the JSON script in one file. That file name you can mention here, so that all that script will read it from this particular file. Now you see jobs1.json, how it will look like. Here you can see jobs1.json will look like this. So it will have all the cluster information, because we are trying to create a new job. New job means name of the job is new job, and new cluster, we are creating the new cluster. It's a job cluster. But when you are creating job cluster, you are going to mention what type of runtime it has to select, and what is the node configuration, how many servers it has to take, all that like a new cluster configuration details I have provided here. Next, if the job is like a timeout seconds, is if the job is not executed for more than 3600 seconds, if it is taking, then you are going to declare it as a timeout exception. If any error occurred, again I'm going to retry. That's why here you can see it's a max retry is equal to 1. Max retry is equal to 1. Next, notebook task. So notebook task is nothing but which notebook you want to run. Here I have a notebook called jobs. In these jobs, this jobs notebook is expecting one dynamic parameter, that is name equal to Ramakrishna I'm passing. What is this name? It's a dynamic parameter. How to create dynamic parameters? We need to create a widget for that. Okay, clear? Now I have created the jobs. Just let's imagine I have jobs1.json. So I created the job. Now I want to run job immediately. If you want to run a job immediately, what happens is you need to have a job ID. But how to get the job ID is when you create a job ID, it will return this command. It will return, okay, job is created, job ID is this. It will give that. So with that, you have to run a job. See, Databricks jobs, run-now. That is the on-demand execution of your job. Run-now. And what is the job it has to run? -job-id. So as I said, first line, first command will give you, it will create the job and it will give you job ID. With that job ID, you can specify here. So this is the job I want to run. Jobs run-now. This is the job ID equal to 1 or 2 or whatever. Based on your job ID, you need to specify that. Okay, so this is the job configuration as we said. Clear? Shall I move to practicals? Everybody is good? Senthil, Ram, Shushmita, can you confirm quickly?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, Malaya.
Okay, thank you. So now let's see. See, that's all with respect to our slides. Let's move to our practicals. Come here, and you can see here portal.azure.com. So first thing we need to understand, if you want to work on Azure Databricks CLI commands, so you need to have a Azure Databricks workspace ready. That's why I will log in into the portal. I will create my Azure Databricks workspace. Okay, once I have Azure Databricks workspace is ready, then you can authenticate. You need to authenticate to Azure Databricks workspace from CLI. So then whatever CLI commands you are issuing, those will directly reflect in your Databricks workspace. Let's click on Azure Databricks workspace quickly. Let's add. Okay, we were creating since long time, so I will create quickly this one. Create it. Inside cloud funded CLI. Okay, this is cloud funded Azure Databricks workspace. I want to create this in East US, not here. I want to launch it in East US. Select East US. Standard networking. I don't have any my virtual network. I want to launch it in default network. Tags, you can leave them blank for now. Click leave it. So it is validating. Validation succeeded there. You can create. We deployed. So your Azure Databricks is going to launch now. So we already installed the Databricks CLI. Now I will check whether the installation is still there or anybody uninstalled. How we will check Databricks? So if you issue this command, you should be able to see all the respective options. See example, if you want to work on clusters, file system FS, jobs, libraries. Okay, next you can see workspace. So all these are, it is showing, meaning installation is available. So now you are creating a new Azure Databricks workspace. Now what you need to do for that? So now what you need to do is you need to you need to authenticate. You need to authenticate to Azure Databricks workspace. How you will authenticate? Databricks configure. Okay, you can see here configure. So next, what you want to use, -t or -hyphen token you can use. If you don't know, just put -h. Here you can say -t or -hyphen token. Now what you can do here, just say -t. When you say -t, it is going to ask you to enter the Databricks hosting. How to get Databricks hosting? Once Databricks is ready, then you will get the Databricks hosting. Okay. So once you enter Databricks hosting, next thing we need to enter is token. We know how to get the token as well. So with the help of host and token, you are going to authenticate to your Azure Databricks workspace from CLI. Okay. Once you installed all these things, once you authenticated, then you can work on all other things. So what I will do is, once I authenticate, immediately I will create the cluster. So once I have a cluster ready, okay, what I will do is I will install all libraries. Okay, once cluster is available, then I can install the libraries on cluster. I can uninstall the libraries from the cluster. So to do all those things, we need to have a cluster ready. And we have seen in our previous session how to create cluster, how to stop cluster, how to restart cluster, how to terminate, how to permanently delete, how to get the events from the cluster by using CLI commands. So all these things we have done by using CLI commands. Now again, I need to create a cluster, but this time also I'm going to create a cluster by using CLI command, not from UI. Okay, okay, our Databricks workspace is ready. Go to it. Now UI, last time host name we got it after clicking launch workspace. You no need to go there. You just click URL. This is the your host name, actual host name. Click enter. Now you need token. How to get token is you need to launch workspace. So we have taken host name previously from here, right? From this URL, we just copied all these things. So both are same. Both are same. If you want to copy from here, you can copy. Now, if you want to have take the token, just click here, click user settings, click generate new token. You just give some comment here. You can say CLI authentication, something you can give, and whatever token it is going to give you, that will be valid for 90 days. If you want to change it to 180 days or something, you can change this number of days. You can see lifetime days. Click generate, it will give you the token. Just to copy this, then come here and authenticate. Enter. Now I want to see whether it is whether I am able to access all the resources from this Azure Databricks. Like all the Azure Databricks workspaces, can I access it by using CLI or not? For that, how you will verify is, here you can see shared and users. We have two things. Let me create one more folder here. Create or else let's first do something like this: Databricks workspace ls.
Malaya, see,
Yes,
for
yes,
example, you are interacting with the workspace now. Okay, suppose we are
yes.
three, you, me, Ram. If all
Hmm.
three wants to interact with that workspace, yeah.
Hmm.
So who will set up all these things? We need to set up individually in our local machine, or any admin will do all these things.
See, in real time, like they are not going to give you CLI installations, everything for developers. Okay,
Okay,
infra team for every system, whoever like joined as infra people, right? So you'll have infra team. So for all infra people, they will have this kind of setup. But for actual big data developer, whoever is processing data, actual transformation, whoever is writing Spark code, whoever is developing ADF pipeline, for these people, these installations will not be available.
okay, okay.
Okay, but you can have this idea. Once you have this idea, it will be good. Okay, so when something is not working, you want to do some things from here or anything, it will be useful. Okay, now
Yeah, yeah.
so you see, you just shared, I got both the folders. Now click here, create, you can say folder. This one, the folder name I'm giving cloud pandit. So let's see whether I'm able to access this folder which I've created manually. Just list down again. See, now Cloud Pandit folder also came, meaning I'm able to access this particular workspace. Now I want to work with, basically I want to create a cluster. So how to create cluster we have seen yesterday, but I want to have a cluster now also available. That's why I'm creating cluster Databricks clusters. Okay, whether it is a cluster or clusters, how you will get to know -h. So it will tell you whether it is a clusters or a cluster. It's a clusters. So you have to say clusters, and you want to create cluster. So put hyphen create, and then I want to give my JSON file. So hyphen JSON, and here you need to put the string. So what is that string? I just, right? So this is the mandatory things, we kept it here. What is that mandatory thing? So cluster name we need to pass, then runtime we need to pass, node type we need to pass. Okay, server configuration, then number of work nodes. These are the mandatory things you need to provide, and all other optional things, if you want to change, you can provide those configuration. If you don't want, you can just use these things. Okay, let me paste that here, click enter. So what happened is, it is created the cluster, this one. Now I want to like, okay, now I want to just list down the clusters. Clusters list. So see, this is the cluster, name of the cluster, and status is pending. Let's review it from the portal. Click on clusters. Where is that cluster? It will appear in some time. You just refresh here. See, cluster is of Cloud Pandit and 7.2 as per our given configuration. You can see it's a 7.2 runtime and D3 V2. You can see 7.2 runtime and D3 V2 server configuration. Okay, we got it, all these things. And worker nodes is 0. You can see worker nodes have given 0 number of workers. So worker nodes, it has taken 0. Now, like cluster is going to create. Next thing. Now I want to work on file system, meaning this one. So to work with this file system, you just have to say Databricks. Okay, if it is a file system FS, I want to list down, just put ls. You want to list down the folders, you can see Databricks hyphen results we have. Okay, but you will get all other things because still it is refreshing. See, we have file store, all those things. It is going to give you all those things. Just enter again. See, file store came here. So likewise, it will just display one by one. So it is still refreshing. That's why, see, previously file store was not available, and Databricks results. This will be hidden folder. Okay, this will not be visible from UI, but if you ls, you can able to see from here. Okay, that's why you are not able to see from here. But file store you are able to see here. Now you are able to see here. Previously you were not able to see because it's not refreshed. Now I want to create my own folder. How to create my own folder? mkdirs, and you can say dbfs /cust cloud pandit. Let's say cloud pandit. Execute. Okay, this is the cloud pandit folder I have created. That will come here. That will come here. 1 second. Okay, just to click on this and click back. So because it is not refreshing, you can see Cloud Pandit folder again. Now inside this Cloud Pandit, not only Cloud Pandit folder, I want to create Cloud Pandit 1 also. Just create Cloud Pandit 1 folder because I want to copy files and I want to move the files between these directories. That's why I need to have a 2 folders. I'm maintaining 2 folders now. Okay, now we'll see what is the content we have in these folders. Okay, so you can view it from here. Instead of mkdirs, what you need to do, you just have to say ls. You will see you don't have any data in it. Okay, in the same way in Cloud Pandit also you don't have any data in it. Okay, now yeah,
one question Malay in between, sorry, might be a silly question. Can I keep all my notebook here, file system?
Can I
keep all whatever the notebook we are creating, right? Can we keep here?
What you want to keep in data?
No, just I'm asking. Just a file system only. No, we can keep our notebook. Notebook is nothing but files only, right? So can we keep it here?
Whatever files you want to store, you can store. Okay, you want to example, you want to move some .py file into these folders. Okay. That is possible. Let me show you. Okay. Here you can see I have some files, right? Example demo code.py. This is the file I have on my desktop. See, I will move that. What you can do, press move. Sorry, it's copy, right? I need to copy from desktop. I want to copy from desktop slash, where is this? What is that? Demo code.py. So this is the file I want to move it into Cloud Pandit. So this is possible. You can able to move this particular Python file into this particular Cloud Pandit folder. I'm just execute it. What it is saying, demo.py does not exist. The local file desktop demo code.py is not exist. It is available actually. We just have seen that, right? See, demo code.py is available. So let's click on this. Click properties. So it's available on desktop. Demo code.py is available. It is not showing like this. Okay, 1 second. We'll see why it is. Desktop spelling is correct. Demo code.py. Okay, this spelling also correct. It is not moving. Here maybe I need to use demo code.py. Okay, let's see whether it is not identifying .py files or what. Just to verify that, so I'm just trying to move DW data. Okay, DW data. DW data dot CSV. I will try to move it into Cloud Pandit. Let me see this. So, .csv files it is identifying and it is moving into your Cloud Pandit folder. It moved into the Cloud Pandit folder dwdata.csv, but this file it is not able to move that. Demo code. Let me just try to open it. This file is existing. Otherwise, how it will show. See, this file is something different. Demo code.py something. Okay. So let me just give something like that. I hope everybody understood it. The definition is demo code.py. We have a double extension. Okay, you are able to move. So now you may think this is not the correct extension. I want to move proper Python file. So actually this is proper Python file only. You can see this symbol. Okay. Now I want to rename this one to proper name. Okay, how you can give proper name? Let me rename this one as save as demo code 1.py. Okay, desktop save. So now if you see, you will have a demo code 1. Okay, it's a demo code 1.py. You can see this is the file. I'm trying to move this demo code 1.py. It's a basically Python file py. I am trying to move it into same folder. This is possible. You can able to move. Okay, see all these files is moved into your Cloud Pandit folder. Now you just these folders will not refresh automatically. You have to click here. See demo code.py, demo code 1.py, dwdata.csv. So even if you have any file, you can able to move it into this particular folder. Clear sentence?
Yes, 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 Malaya. Thank you.
Now let's say we will try to move one by one file into demo code 1.py. I want to move from Cloud Pandit to Cloud Pandit 1. Okay, you see Cloud Pandit folder has these three files. I want to move one file from demo code 1.py from Cloud Pandit to Cloud Pandit 1. How you can move that you can see now. So just have to say here, instead of the CP, you just put MV now, first thing. Second thing is, I want to move file from which file I want to move. In this Cloud Pandit, I have a demo code 1.py. .py. Demo code 1.py file I have. This file I want to move it into Cloud Pandit 1. Cloud Pandit 1. Okay, execute it. So what it is saying? It is saying resource already existed. So if it is saying resource already existed, what it means is that you need to say a demo code 1.py. So you need to tell what is the name of the file when you move it. So you need to specify the name of the file. Just mention name of the file and enter. So now you should be able to move it. Now you see this particular file will not be available. In Cloud Pandit 1, I am able to see demo code 1.py. If you go here, that will not be available because I just moved it. Now, in the same way, if you want to move dwdata.csv file, actual data file, that is also possible. dwdata.csv file. I want to move it as a like cpdata.csv. So I renamed the file when I moved. Now you see here in Cloud Pandit 1, what is the name? cpdata.csv came. See, cpdata.csv file came. But here you copied what file you copied from here? DW data. So dwdata.csv I converted into cpdata.csv, meaning when you want to rename any file, so you have to use move command. When you want to move a particular file from one location to another location, in that case also you need to use the MV. Okay. Now, so I have a one more file that is demo code.py.py. This particular file I want to remove it. How you can remove? You see Databricks rm dbfs colon cloud pandit slash demo code.py.py. Enter. What happened? Oh, sorry. It should be fs. So don't forget, that is very important. Okay. fs. Database fs arm. Okay. Now you see delete finished successfully. Now you come here, go back to this folder. Now you will see you don't have any file in it. Now come to Cloud Pandit 1. Here you have two files. I want to read content of these two files one by one. Now you see how to read content of these files. You just have to say cat, and in this Cloud Pandit 1 folder, I have a demo code 1.py. So I want to read the content of this file. See, this is the content of this file. This entire thing is the content of Cloud file. Okay. Now instead of demo code 1.py, okay, exact command, instead of demo code 1.py, what I need to do? cpdata.csv. cpdata.csv. Executed. Okay, one Ram Bangalore Krishna Sai Srinu, something. Okay, some 4 records you are able to see here. Okay, clear. So now I want to remove entire directory, that is Cloud Pandit 1. How to remove entire directory? Let's see now. Just you need to say Databricks, first file system. I'm working with file system. rm. I want to remove dbfs colon slash Cloud Pandit 1. So this is the folder I want to remove. So this folder may not be empty. That's why whatever is there inside, I want to delete one by one recursively. Just to put -R option, enter. Delete finished successfully. Just click on this Cloud Pandit. It will vanish in some time. See that Cloud Pandit 1 is gone. Okay, so delete finished successfully. So this is how you can work with your file system. If you want to see fs-h, so we almost discussed all the like all options. Cat we have seen to display content. Okay, configure basically we used for authenticating. Next basically for CP for what? CP for copying, LS for listing, MKDIS for creating, for renaming or moving a file, MV. RM is for removing a single file or directory. So we have seen all these things. Okay, any doubts in this particular Databricks file system?
I'm okay,
Okay,
Malaya.
okay. Ram and
Clear,
Shashmita.
clear, Malaya.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Fine, Malaya.
Yeah, thank you. Now we'll see remaining things, that is libraries, right? Just click on clusters. So this is cluster is available. Click on this cluster. Or click on library. See, if you want to install from UI, click on install new. If it is a Maven, like from central Maven, you want to install, search for packages. So search for your Maven Central. You can search for packages. If you want to find some package in Spark packages, you can find. So just select it, and once you select it, you just have to click say install, it will install. That is how you need to do it manually, but we are going to do those things as part of our upcoming sessions. Okay, but now I want to install these libraries from CLI. How to install libraries from CLI? So Databricks. Next it's a libraries. Okay, libraries. What you want to? I want to install library. Before doing all these things, Databricks clusters list. So I want to know all the clusters which are available. So once I know the clusters available, I will decide on which cluster I want to install. So I want to install all my libraries on this cluster. Okay, that should be clear. Now Databricks FS. Oh, sorry, it's a libraries. Next one is I want to install something. So on which cluster you want to install? Cluster -ID. Okay, what is the cluster ID? So you need to copy all these things. Let's copy all these things here. Now select edit, copy. Then you can enter this, put it in the double quotes. Now you need to say -pyp. Okay, package. Here you need to tell what package you want to install. Let's say I know my very important package PyODBC. Okay, install. Enter. So what happens is it is going to install PyODBC package. Okay, see it is installing. Now how you will know? See PyODBC is installing. It came. Now select same. I will change my another package to TensorFlow. Execute it. See wrong. It's a wrong spelling. Okay, so it will fail to install. Next, I will put correct name. TensorFlow. Execute it. Now you see those three like packages are going to install. See test not flow something, this is not available, that's why it got failed. So TensorFlow, it is available, it is going to install in some time. Okay, it is installed successfully PyODBC. Okay, if the package is available, it is going to install, otherwise it is going to fail to install. So you can able to get all the list of packages which are available from PyP. You can enter here from Maven repository, you can get some packages. Okay, all those things will get to know. Now click here. Now let's say one more package I want to install, that is beautiful soap for some package. Okay, beautiful soap for, okay, beautiful soap for, this is the one of the package you can use. PyODBC we will discuss for what purpose you are going to use. Okay, But you can see beautiful soap. It is installed. So this is how you are going to install all the all the libraries. Just come here and click back. You will see installed. See TensorFlow. It is available. That's why it is saying it is installed. So something like that you can able to install it from the CLI. Okay. See in real time. Maybe if you don't have access to install these libraries on this cluster from CLI, at least from UI by using UI, as per your requirement, you need to install the libraries. Somebody will not come and install the libraries. All these libraries you need to install as a developer. Okay, that you need to have a clarity. See now, beautiful soap for also installed. Now I want to just get the list of installed libraries. Okay, what you need to do, instead of saying install, you just say list. Okay, list. Okay, but on which cluster? On which cluster list you want? Cluster ID is, I can say, see, enter. So meaning I want to know all the library list on this cluster, all the libraries which are installed on this cluster and their statuses. Enter. See, it is giving all the information here. You can see first PyODBC status is installed. TensorFlow, TensorFlow, it is not available. That's why it got failed and some error message. Okay, you can see no match distribution found for TensorFlow. Next, TensorFlow, it is installed successfully. Beautiful soap for it is installed successfully. Something like that. You can see all the required packages here. Okay, I installed. Okay, now this is one. Another one is so particular cluster. On particular cluster, you got the list. Now I want to get the list of all library status. Now you need to say -H for help first for help. So here you can see all cluster statuses. If you want to know all cluster statuses, you can see here. Okay. Now you can say here all iPhone cluster iPhone statuses. Okay. So here you are not going to filter out. See, basically list means you are like specifying. Basically what list is, it is saying shortcut to all cluster status or cluster status. But what is cluster status? Cluster status is nothing but a get the status of all libraries for specified cluster. We are going to put some condition, cluster ID equal to this. So for this particular cluster ID, what all libraries installed. But if you go with all cluster status is, you are not going to filter out for all clusters, all libraries which installed on all clusters, it will display. So meaning complete information you will get it here. Okay, clear friends here. So now you see, so as we have only single cluster, on that cluster we install these packages, so same status we will see. But if we have two clusters, you have installed different libraries on different clusters, so but all libraries you will be able to see here. See, is this library for all clusters? False. This library is installed only for particular cluster. So if it is true means this library is available for all the clusters. So how you can make that is, so you can make it by using CLI, or if you want to do it from UI very easily, just click on that package. You have to say install automatically on all clusters. Click confirm, click done. Okay, now PyODBC. Now if you see PyODBC also is library for all clusters. False. Now if I try to take the again same command, if I execute, go to PyODBC. Where is PyODBC? See, PyODBC, it's true. Is library for all clusters is true. Okay, because you are installing this library on all clusters. Okay, all
Malay,
these things.
Malay, can you show again the UI? How you have done it?
Just to click on this. Suppose I want to make this this should be available to all clusters.
Yeah, got it.
Select,
yeah, got it.
confirm, click done. I'm not clicking done for now.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, now I want to uninstall package. Simple. If you want to uninstall, instead of install, you can say here uninstall. Okay, enter. So what it is saying, the uninstalling libraries requires a cluster restart. So whenever you uninstall some library, to reflect this, you need to restart cluster. Not only at uninstallation, when you are installing also, you need to restart the cluster. That is better. You know how to restart cluster, right? Next. So I want to uninstall maybe PyODBC. Enter. So PyODBC also will install, but it will give same warning. You need to install you need to restart cluster. Such type of error it will keep giving. Tensor, so spelling mistake, TensorFlow, execute, push, yeah, uninstall. So it is going to uninstall all these things. Now come back, go back. You see uninstall pending restart. Okay, but for PyODBC TensorFlow also it will show. It is not reflecting. Any issue? I think 1 second. All cluster statuses you go. Here you can able to see PyODBC you are installing on all clusters, and also you are saying you want installed on all clusters. So when you want installed on all clusters, so you cannot uninstall this particular package because you already confirmed. Now I need to turn off this. How you can turn off this? Unselect this, click done, and then select this, unselect this, click done. So now if you try to uninstall, that will be uninstalled from this cluster because now you have installed this particular. See, this is install automatically on all clusters is turned off now. So now you can able to turn off this. Okay, understood, friends? Now you turned off these things instead of installing this library on all clusters. Now you are saying I want to have this library on only this cluster. Now you can see automatically it is uninstalled pending restart because this particular library is already we uninstalled for this particular cluster. But if at all any other clusters available on those clusters, this library is available, still available. Suppose if you create a new cluster, these will be available. But now I turned off these things. You can see I removed this option. If you have checked this option, what happens? Even though you remove this particular cluster, if you have any other clusters available on those clusters, these two will be available. Okay, I will show you these things when we created a multiple clusters. But don't worry. Now this is how you need to uninstall. Now instead of restarting cluster, I want to permanently delete cluster. So you know how to permanently delete, right? So I will just try to permanently delete this because I don't want this Databricks clusters -- cluster -id. So what you want to do this cluster, you need to say permanent -delete. I want to delete. What cluster you want to delete? Cluster ID is, what is that cluster ID? Go up, try to get that cluster ID somewhere here. You can see. So this is the cluster. Copy this cluster ID. Okay. Come down here. Just paste here and enter. So permanent delete means you this particular cluster you cannot see here. So that will vanish. Okay. You are permanently deleted. See, it is gone. Understood, friends? So this is how you need to install libraries on cluster. You can uninstall libraries on cluster. When you install particular library on one cluster, same library you can install. You will have one option. If you turn on that particular option, what it is going to do is same library it is going to install on all clusters which are available in your workspace. You need to note down this particular point. This is a very important point. We have an option. If you check that particular option, same library will be installed on all clusters instead of installing only on specific cluster. Okay, clear friends? Let's click on jobs. Okay, here let's see jobs, how to create jobs. For that, as I said, Databricks cluster, Databricks clusters. Oh, sorry, Databricks. If it is a jobs, you have to say jobs. But what all things I can do in these jobs? Jobs icon H. You can say you can create job, you can delete job, you can get the metadata for job. Okay, you can list the all jobs which are available. Okay, which are available. You can reset the job. You can run now the job. Okay, so we are going to use this particular command to run your job immediately. If on demand, if you want to run any job, you need to use this command. Now, so I don't want to create a job. I want to have a notebook ready. So for that, click on workspace. So here I have a Cloud Pandit folder. In this, I will create a notebook. Create. You can create a notebook. This notebook I can create it as something Cloud Pandit demo. Okay. So this is like in Python on this. So you don't have any cluster. This is actually turning off. It is deleting. So you cannot select this. Okay, unselect because that is not available. See, there is no running clusters because this notebook I want to run on job cluster. We discussed what is job cluster. Click create. Okay, see this notebook is created. Now here I want to open one widget. Okay, how to open widget, friends? Anybody remember?
DB utils.
Very good. DB utils. Dot widgets dot text. If you want to provide, if you want to enter some details, or if you want to provide some choices, list of values, we have a drop down combo box. If you want to have multi select, then we have a multi select. All those things we have discussed. Now db utils dot widgets dot text. Here I will say I want to pass maybe some file location. I will pass dynamically. The default value is nothing. Maybe if you want to put some default value, you can say global / cloud pandit / cust something. This is the default value. Now, whatever value we are assigning to this particular widget, how to receive this? How we can receive this? There are two ways I have explained.
Sure.
One is get and second one is get argument. Let me use get. This is the latest function. And once you read this particular file location, I will assign to a source path variable. Okay. Now I will say I will just write a one print statement here. Print file reading file from location. So that location I will give here. That location you can say source path. Understood, friends? So now what happens is it is going to give the reading file from location. So this is the path I'm going to pass dynamically. For this particular file location, I need to set some file location value. So how to create job? So this is the script. Where is that script? See, this is the job script you need to remember. So you need to say this is a new job. Instead of saying new job, Cloud Pandit job, you can say Cloud Pandit job. Okay, cluster details. These are the cluster details as we discussed. And next timeout seconds, you know, max retries. If the job is failed, it is going to retry again. So we are giving one. Now I need to tell on which notebook I want to run. That notebook path I need to run. So how to get that notebook path? There are two ways. One of the easiest way is come here, click on this, click copy file path. So that location I will keep it here. Next, this particular Cloud Pandit demo notebook is expecting one base parameter. What is the base parameter? File location. So what I will give file location is, I will give file location something like this. File store. It is something like this. I'm passing this particular location as my file location. From this particular file location, it should read the file. So I'm passing file location dynamically. So this is my entire script. This script, I will save it as, I will save this particular entire script as save as on desktop I'm creating. So you can say create job.json. Okay, create job.json. Just execute it. So this is the script which is available on desktop. You see, it is available on desktop. Now come here. When you are creating a job, you need to say something like this. I have already shown you how to create jobs, right? So this is a the Databricks jobs create -json file. This file location I need to give. This file I have created on desktop. So now I'm going to give that particular location. You see it. Now I will say Databricks jobs create -json file. So where it is available on desktop, what is my file name? Create job.json. Okay, let me just check the name of my this one. Create job.json. You can see. Okay, so if you give that, immediately it is going to create the job here. You come to jobs, you will see one job will create here when I execute this command. Okay, execute it. So job ID is 1. You can see job is Cloud Pandit job ID is 1 and created by this user. Task is this is the notebook it has to execute. If you click on this job, you will have more details. So on what is the cluster configuration, you can check edit. You'll be able to see cluster configuration. Then you can see any dependent libraries you can attach here. Parameters, I'm passing file location as file store /tables, and here alerts I am not setting, and some timeout is 60 minutes, limit is 1. So we have kept all these things. 3600 seconds means 60 minutes. Timeout is 60 minutes we set, and retrace is 1. Okay, if the job is failed, it is going to retry automatically one more time. Okay, now I want to run the job. How to run the job? So as I said, if you want to run a job, Databricks jobs, and you need to say jobs. You need to say run now. Okay, so after that, what you need to do, just put -h. If you don't know something, you can see job id. You need to say something like this: job id. So what is the job id? 1 I want to run. Now just execute it. Come here. So immediately it will start running. You can see that. See, run one is started. So can you tell me what it is going to do? Basically, it is going to create a cluster. It will take approximately 4 minutes. So it is going to create a cluster, that is job cluster. Who is going to create job cluster? Databricks scheduler will create that job cluster, and on that job cluster our script will run. What is that script? Whatever code you have in this Cloud Pandit-demo notebook. Okay, clear. So 36 seconds. So but it will take approximately 5 minutes it will take to complete this particular job. So can you see here, job is failed. The reason for job failure is just I want to make sure it is failed. So it is failed. What will happen now? We have given retrace is 1. So it is going to retry now. So I will show you that option. Then we will see the reason. Reason is very simple. We don't have a required course. The required number of course we don't have, but we will get it soon. See, B retry scheduler is launched, but previously manually launched. Previously we tried to execute it and it got failed, but now automatically it is retry. Okay, retry scheduler. Okay, got it, friends. So now we will see what is the reason for failure. Just click on this. You can see cloud could not launch cluster. You can see here could not launch cluster due to cloud provider failure. Anybody know what is cloud provider failure? The reason is we just deleted our cluster. We have assigned all the cores which we have under free tier. All those cores we assigned to our previous cluster. We deleted that cluster, but that cluster was not given the course immediately to our job cluster. That's why it got failed. But after retrying, what is happening is our cluster got the required course and it is going to run. See, now it is not going to fail. So when you retry, you will get the required resources. That's why we need to put at least retry is equal to 1. At least one more time it has to retry whenever some failure happened. So now you see Since 1 minute 16 seconds it is running. If we wait approximately 5 minutes, you will get the actual results. Okay, here status you can see it is failed, but you can see status here is pending. If the status is pending means still it is creating job cluster. If the status is running means it is running your notebook on that cluster. If the status is succeeded, what it means is this job is successfully executed. Okay. Yeah, I'm done, Senthil. Like we just I'm just monitoring this job. Once this job is finished, we can close the call today. Okay, it will take 3 more minutes. If you have any work, you can just look for it. Because I'm not going to discuss anything. I will just wait until this job is finished.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, please join on time, friends. How you are joining? How you joined today? Because if you join on time, I can able to finish whatever I planned to finish. Because your lag, if I compared with other batches.
Malaya, we need to install the Databricks CLI first, right? To execute all these
Yes,
scripts.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can
It is
watch
the
our previous.
Yeah,
Okay,
previous
we
video.
install.
Pip install.
I
Yeah.
also showed you how you can install Python, because Python is mandatory if you want to
Sure.
install Databricks. Okay.
Yeah. Okay then. Thank you.
No problem.
So that's it for today, right?
Yeah, Ram, I just wanted to show you this job status.
Okay.
Just wait for 2 minutes, then you can able to see the status of this.
Sure.
So it is pending. Pending means it is creating the cluster. So cluster creation will finish it in 4.5 minutes, and then you can able to see job running. Okay, status will turn to it will change to running. Okay, when status changed from pending to running, so it is going to execute our notebook. So running, it will be there just 10 to 15 seconds, and it will execute notebook quickly. So now you can see the duration. The total duration is we were waiting from like since 4 minutes 6 seconds. If for every 5 minutes this duration will update. You can see for every 5 minutes. So 14, 16. Again it will update at 4:21. Again 4:26. Okay. So this is job ID. Okay. In a job, each job you can run multiple times. Okay, so for when you are running each job multiple times, it is going to create a run ID. See, this is the first run in this job. This is the second run in this job. See, status
Job is
is now
running.
running.
Yeah.
Good.
Moved from pending to running. Yeah.
So it is now succeeded. Status is succeeded. How you will get the status of your notebook, or how you will see notebook results? Click on this run to, which is succeeded. Come down, you can see reading file from location file store / tables. We have given the default path here, but how come it received file stores / tables? Because this is the value we have passed from our job. See, this is the like parameter we have passed for file location. We have given value is file store / tables. Okay, duration it took is 4 minutes 58 seconds. Job ID is 1 and run ID is 2. At first run, it got failed. The reason is it has not received the enough course. Okay, that's all for today, friends. Any questions?
Thank you. No, that's it, Maya.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.